better in this team for the city. Saw this as a great opportunity for me, so I'm just happy to be here, and I figure if LeBron can go home, then why can't I?
Big dogs are in the house!
Hey! The 84 jerseys out, man. I think this is going to be a fun ride. Bye, Felicia.
Inside the lane, drive, land, no. Taunted by Park! Oh my goodness! Where did he come from? Behind the back jam by the big Pete! This is not Detroit, man! This is the Super Bowl!
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Practice like this? Up! We up! Straight cash, homie.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Clock's here bullshit, so.
Home run! Welcome back, Lou Collins!
Welcome back to Thunderdome for yet another edition of the Andy Must Die Show. Minnesota Sports Talk, kinda. I'm going to get through the intro without stumbling one of these days. I'm your not-so-humble co-host, Andy Carlson, at Andy Carlson Show, riding shotgun with my partner in crime, and a woman who has come around on the KG thing, and who's about as stabby, so stabby that you believe that she believes in Slender Man. Di Murphy, how you doing?
I'm great, Andy. You always have very interesting openings for me. I appreciate that.
Slender Man.
Is
that too soon?
Yeah, I think I kind of.
All right, that's kind of too soon. She's on the Twitter machine at Di Murphy MN. We're on Twitter at Andy Must Die. That's DI. We're up to 675 followers. We're big time now, Di.
Wow, that's impressive.
And full disclosure, we're recording this right during the Kevin Garnett return to Minnesota, as the Washington Bullets, I refuse to call them the Wizards, are in town, and it's a kind of a big deal.
It's a really big deal. And we had discussed earlier that, when they first traded for him, I was like, I didn't understand. I was like, what? But you know what? I get it now. Like, I get what he brings. And I think these young players, because they're so young, this team is so young, that having him he's matured a lot. When he left here, I had no ill will. I was like, you know what? He busted his rear end the whole time he was here. Like, he gave it all. And I was happy that he got a ring. I didn't, it's not like, the Kevin Love situation where if he ever comes back, I'm still going to hate him. I never felt that way about KG. I was like, good for him, whatever. And I think, he's mellowed a bit. He's still a super intense guy, but I think they need that.
Yep, they do. Absolutely. And unfortunately, I don't have a TV in the office where I record, so I might have to keep track on Gamecast. Di, are you able to watch the game?
Yes, I have it on mute right now.
Oh, fantastic. And just as we're saying this, the Wolves are down 9-1.
Yeah, that's not a good start.
Yeah. How about that? So that we're definitely going to be talking about that in our intro segment, and we're also talking about a ton of other stuff. And we're pretty much packed the wrap for this week. And stupid ESPN. Hold on.
But with dodgeballs.
All right, so I'm going to leave that in because ESPN's stupid because they play a video every time you open a gosh darn page.
I hate that.
Yeah, but I'm going to leave that in just to rip on ESPN. Maybe they can get some additional ad revenue out of it. Who knows? Anyways.
Well, what would happen if they got the additional revenue? They would hire a few more blonde female sideline reporters. That's what they do.
All right, so, Di, I want to open up with a question that I think we should start with every week. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing yoga pants and a T-shirt that says my two favorite teams are the Vikings and whoever's playing the Packers.
Because I really wanted to brag because I'm wearing pretty much a dad outfit. And I'm pretty excited because I'm going to be a first-time dad here in June. So I'm wearing one of those mesh breathable fabric golf shirts. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. My husband has some.
And then also a pair of sweatpants shorts, if you catch my drift.
Yeah.
They're almost like jorts, except they're sweatpants.
Maybe at Purple Buckeye on Twitter wears those too.
See, and then I'm also wearing slip-on shoes, which I think once you reach a certain age, you can call them house shoes. So I'm going to call them house shoes.
What, have you reached that age, Andy? Really?
Pretty much, because I'm starting to find out that I'm not a spring chicken anymore, and you do get some aches and pains that you never really noticed before. And, you work out the gym, you take a little bit more time to recover. It's a little bit more sore than it used to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can hardly wait for you to experience fatherhood for the first time, because there is nothing that can prepare you for having and taking care of an infant. Like it's.
And I floated out a tweet earlier in the week, and I think a lot of people can relate because I'm 29 now. So I put age 21, drink a case of beer, go to class the next day. Age 29, drink a case of beer, have your affairs in order.
It's a whole different ballgame.
Because I couldn't even imagine my health like 3 days later.
Oh no, you'd probably you'd be toast.
Anyways, big things that happened in the past week. Did you watch the Oscars at all?
I did, and I kind of wish I hadn't.
Yeah, it was kind of boring. NPH was a little off, and I'm kind of over the Oscars because they should just rename it, hey, which white person did the best in a dramatic movie this year?
That is a fair point. Mm-hmm. I will give you that. I also was very disappointed in Neil Patrick Harris because I love him. I think he's hilarious. I don't know what those writers did to him. It was like, and the underwear thing was really awkward. Like it was kind of uncomfortable. And so my thing is they should just let Tina Fey and Amy Poehler host every award show for the rest of their lives. And then after they die, then you let their corpses do it because, nobody could do it better than even them dead.
Yeah, I agree because I'm a huge SNL fan. I know that you are too. I'm also a huge 30 Rock nerd, so there's the Tina Fey. And also the wife and I are just starting to binge watch Parks and Rec, which just had its final episode last night, but we're still in season 2. And Amy Poehler's phenomenal in that as well. So I co-sign that. We should start change.org petition.
Yes, do it. I never watched 30 Rock. I watched a couple, just randomly I came across a couple old episodes of Parks and Rec. I have to binge watch that because I loved it. And I saw that you tweeted something about casting people, like some of the people we know on Twitter, right?
Yeah, it's a little unfair because Ted would obviously be Ron Swanson.
Ted Glover at Purple Buckeye.
And it's really unfair that Arif has to be Tom Haverford.
Why is that?
Aziz Ansari?
Well, who else is he going to be?
I bet you Aziz Ansari can crank out 15,000 word awesome articles like no one's business too. And he probably doesn't sleep.
Probably not.
Anyways, we are packed to the rafters this week. The Adrian Peterson drama continues, and the Wild are going to the ship die. I'm planting the flag now. They're going all the way. Di has something to say during Die time. Want to give us a sneak peek?
Yes, I'm going to rant and rave about Adrian Peterson and also the NFL Combine.
Ooh, hotcha. We've also got a lot of fun with quick hits as well. High school hockey fights, a boxing fight that should have happened about 7 years ago, tanking in high school hoops, Girl Scout cookies, and a former Viking got arrested. Who is it? We'll tell you later. It won't be who you think it is. And also, we're bringing back a fun game from the Clare versus Carlson days called Play or Nay. I'm pretty excited about that. Minnesota Wild edition. I'm going to dominate you.
You know what? I have no doubt because it took me a really long time to embrace the Wild. Well, I was a huge North Stars fan, and I was heartbroken when they left. So, yeah, I'm probably going to suck at that.
That's all right. Well, I'm going to dominate because I'm asking the questions anyway, so I really can't lose. But let's start with some Minnesota news and a familiar face coming home in real time.
Minnesota sports news.
KG.
KG, get your 21 jerseys out. Kevin Garnett, KG, the big ticket, the kid, even though he's definitely not the kid anymore. The Rick Rickert face puncher, which is a nickname which I think should catch on.
Love it.
There's a reason Rick Rickert's been out of the country for so many years, and ain't because he's enjoying playing in New Zealand or China, wherever he is. He's back home in Minnesota as a trade last week. Sent the not quite panning out Thaddeus Young to Brooklyn for the 38-year-old power forward. Back to the great state of Minnesota. And like we said, happening as we speak, and the Wolves are down 13-1. How's that possible?
God, how is this happening? I don't know. I just glanced up and I'm like, really? What? I don't get it.
That's like a baseball score. This is like Twins mid-July, just kind of an effort game.
Really?
Nah, probably not. 13-1 would be awesome, though. Anyways, the KG pageantry going on right now. We took some time to watch the intro. KG did the awesome talcum powder up into the air thing, which was originally done by MJ, and then LeBron copied. Although LeBron came in after KG, so maybe KG copied Jordan, and then LeBron copied KG?
I think that's the correct order of things, yes.
All right, there you go. So they're playing the Wizards tonight, and the other day, we was back home on Tuesday. He killed it in the press conference. Did you watch the press conference at all, Di?
I haven't, but I caught, bits and pieces when they were showing it, before the opening of the game.
Well, it was packed to the rafters, and it was so funny because Sid obviously had the front row seat, and, KG came down to shake his hand, and then Sid started bowing to him. That got a huge laugh, and I'm surprised that Sid's that flexible.
I'm impressed. Mm-hmm. I really was. I saw someone did a Vine of it, and it was like, wow. He might not have a whole lot left upstairs, but he's pretty flexible.
And Kevin Garnett is probably closer to Sid's age than when he first got here in Minnesota. But he said that he wants to be the mentor to these kids, that he wants to be like a Sam Mitchell type role, and that would be awesome for him to embrace that.
Absolutely. He has a ton of things that he brings. He's not even just on the court, just being in the locker room and being a guy. They don't have that right now. And I think Andrew Wiggins will be that guy. He's just so young, and, he needs time. And I think having someone like KG around takes some of that pressure off of him. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have to do that.
I don't know. Like, Wiggins seems too happy. You know what I mean? You see guys like Jordan and Kobe, they just have this killer instinct, like, I'm going to rip your throat out, and then I'm going to rip your heart out and show it to you, and then I'm going to win all these rings. Whereas, guys like LeBron or Dwight Howard, they just, even Shaq to a degree, just have this too happy-go-lucky, nonchalant attitude, easy smile, and I feel like Wiggins has that. He might have that killer instinct deep down, but who knows? The kid's only turned 20 this week.
Right, and he's a baby. Seriously. And just look at the development that you've seen out of him over the course of this season. He's really coming into his own. I think KG knows this is Wiggins' team. I think everybody knows that. So, having somebody like KG with that intensity, maybe a little bit, but a little bit of that will rub off, because that's not a bad thing. I think it's a really good thing, because they don't have anybody really on the team. Like, I think I saw a quote from Ricky Rubio, who's like, he said something like, he's too nice. He's hoping KG can teach him to be mean or something. And it's true. Everybody, there's really there's no cutthroat guys on this team right now. Yeah.
And I had Lindsay Young on Purple for the Win on Monday, and we talked a little bit of Wolves, and she pointed out that KG could be a big influence on Peck as well, because Peck's he's a decent low post guy, except it kind of seems like he's a little too passive at times.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I really am not. I was really disappointed when they gave him the contract extension, because I think they could do better.
He doesn't really do much to break the stereotype of the soft European, does he?
No, he actually does a really good job of reinforcing it. And now we're down 18-5.
Hey, that's wait, no, that's more, isn't it?
Yeah.
Will the Wolves break double digits by the end of the first quarter? Because there's about 3 minutes left.
Yeah, there's just over 3 minutes. I'm going to say Yes.
Oh my God. All right. So going back to the press conference, I feel like KG has always been a great press conference guy. He's got two sides to it. He's duplicitous in a good way. Like he'll have this happy-go-lucky side with the media, but then on the court and in practice in the locker room, he's just this mean junkyard dog, and I love that side of him. Someone tweeted out that it was really quiet when the team was gathering in the tunnel before coming out, but the only thing that was said was KG told the photog to get your ass out of here, which is standard Kevin Garnett.
Totally. Yeah, completely. I mean, the thing I like about him is he is who he is, and he doesn't apologize for it. Like he's been consistently this guy his whole career.
And as most young men, NBA was one of my favorite sports in my early teen and teenage years, and Kevin Garnett came in right when I was just first starting to pay attention to basketball. Like I can still remember to this day my dad saying like, "Oh, the Wolves messed up. They drafted that damn kid from high school," and he just came in, and he was my favorite player growing up. He had some good years of Marbury before he went crazy and then started eating Vaseline, and then they went to the Western Conference Finals with Spree and Sam Cassell, and it just never came together for him.
It didn't, and it was really sad. And did you see that there was like they showed some stats, before they announced him, and it was like, we had 8 playoff appearances with KG. We've had 0 since he left.
Yeah.
And that's telling him. And it has to do with other players besides him, but I mean, we haven't done anything since he left.
I kind of blame David Kahn.
Oh, we all do. We do. I mean, he's
for the Johnny
solely
Flynn
responsible
instead of Steph Curry, and then also the Wes Johnson and blah, 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 blah.
Do you ever just sit back, though, and go, oh, my God, the
Derek
players
Williams.
we could have had? Like Derek Williams? I can't even.
Yeah. Well.
All right, they're up to 7 points now, and there's just under 3 minutes, so I think I'm going to win this bet.
Woot, woot. KG was averaging 6.8 points per game and 6.8 rebounds in 42 games with the Nets this season. But we'll keep you updated, even though by the time we listen to this, the game will all be over, so it's all moot. But it's fun for us anyways.
But you know what I like? Right now I'm watching him, and he's talking to Andrew Wiggins. He's talking to Peck. He's instructing. I mean, that's what he's doing. I mean, that's what they paid him for.
And I think the fun thing about NBA, it's kind of like it's way different than football because you can have trades in the middle of the season and guys can step in because there's really no plays. You don't need to know a playbook.
Right, exactly.
That's all ISO. Come on. Something else that is entertaining us, even more than Kevin Garnett, is the Wild. Unfortunately, well, not last night. They stubbed their toe Tuesday night at the X. They were 11-1-1 the previous 13 games coming in before losing to the last place Deadmonton Oilers 2-1.
Deadmonton. That was nice. I see what you did there.
It is so unfortunate because they were rolling. I mean, they beat Dallas's ass on primetime national television in the Norm Green Bowl, 6-3, 6-2.
But seriously, how awesome was that?
It was pretty intense.
It was sweet.
Yeah. And they're currently in the 8th seed with 69 points. Calgary and something called San Jose are on their heels with 68. Dubnyk is standing on his head despite his performance on Tuesday. Do they make it, Die?
I don't put the loss on Dubnyk. I don't.
Either. They just got dominated in shots on goal, especially the first period.
It was terrible. I mean, it's like they forgot what they'd done the previous, 13 games.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Now, this long-standing question, Die. Do they make it?
Oh, God, I'm going to say yes because I feel like last night was an anomaly. But that's what they do. God, they do. They take those stupid losses, and that's what always scares me about them. Like they underestimate the opponent, and they come in and they were so flat. I mean, they had no game. It was from on every both sides of the ice. They had nothing.
Well, do you think it's a situation where they've been in playoff mode for so long now that does burn you out a little bit, and They came into a game at home against the last place Oilers, and they figured they could kind of mail it in a little bit because they've been pressing so hard in the past month that they just had a turd.
And that's absolutely what happened. But, also Yo warned of that. I mean, before the game, he was like, we can't let up. We can't, it's, that's what's dangerous when you feel like you can let up like that.
Well, at least something that will benefit. Well, I'm going to say us now because I feel like I'm invested now in the Wild. But Patrick Kane out 12 weeks with a broken clavicle. Big deal?
I hate to see that happen to anybody. Like, I don't like him. I think he's, I don't like him. No, but I hate to see anybody, end their season like that. Like with Derrick Rose, it was like, holy crap.
Well, Derrick Rose starting to be in that Grant Hill, Anthony Hardaway, Bill Walton territory where it's just like great talent, too many injuries, never could be what could have been, even though he was a league MVP already once.
Right, and I tweeted earlier, I'm like, if Derrick Rose played for the Timberwolves, he would be dead by now because seriously, like he's so cursed, and the Wolves are so cursed. So if he actually played for them, I think he'd be dead.
No, someone made a good comparison on radio today, comparing him to Brandon Roy, which makes sense. So Derrick Rose is going to be playing for the Wolves in 3 years. Book it.
Well, is that in parentheses? He'll be playing for the Wolves because that's pretty much what Brandon Roy did.
Or his contract will at least be on the Wolves' books.
That's more accurate.
There you go. But I think the Wild, if they can get hot, Dubnyk, like I said, has been playing out of his mind. And I've learned this in hockey, that if you get hot into the playoffs, you can win the Stanley Cup, even as an 8 seed. Look at the LA Kings and Tim Thomas.
Well, sure you can. But,
look at me name dropping. Boom.
And here's the thing, and this was like the dumbest observation ever. Hey, guess what? Having good goaltending, that works.
It's like never moving your back row in checkers. It's
right. So he's obviously had a very huge impact on the team because we all know who they had. And he's absolutely killing it, standing on his head for them. And if I were him, I would be really pissed about what they did for him last night because they didn't do anything.
And the Wolves just broke double digits with 10 seconds left. Son of a...
Woohoo! I win!
2 last hockey points because I'm on a roll. I mean, last week I dropped a Nikolai Havebulin, which is the correct pronunciation. But anyways, 2 more points about the hockey. Patrick Kane. I did not know that an American has never led the NHL in scoring.
You know what? I don't think I ever heard that either. But I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, though.
And Kane was flirting with that this year, but that just kind of blew my mind. But I suppose...
So even like Madonna, I mean, like, I'm guessing Madonna might have, in his day, would have been close?
Apparently, but it's all the Canucks, it's all the Ruskies, it's all the Finns.
Yeah.
And the second point, something called Philip Falcone is apparently no longer a minority owner in the Wild. Boo-hoo. It's so sad.
Do we care why?
No, I found it funny because Forbes did a write-up about it, and they called him a former billionaire. Now, there's a lot of titles that I could live with. I mean, former billionaire could be all right. I mean, like, damn it.
So now you're just a millionaire instead of a billionaire.
$995 million. What am I going to do with my life?
That's good. I could handle being a former billionaire. As long as I'm still a millionaire, that would work for me.
All right, speaking of millionaires, let's touch on the Adrian situation real quick. End of the first segment. Now, I definitely want you to save your big rant for die time because I have a feeling it's going to be epic. But let's just touch on the highlights in case you're living under a rock or in Siberia for a dog race or something. Adrian Peterson is, quote, uneasy about return to the Vikings. This with a write-up from Ben Gessling last Friday. And then we all know the whole mess. Adrian's agent, Ben Dogra, got into a heated exchange with VP of Football Operations of the Vikings, Rob Brzezinski. at the Combine, Indianapolis. It first reported it was at the Combine, but now apparently it was at a restaurant. Who knows? Either way, very public location. And then Adrian's father. Yeah, let's hear from Adrian's dad. Why not? So he says Adrian wants to be back, but Kevin Warren is still working against him, even though new COO Kevin Warren says he'd welcome Adrian back to the family. And a source close to Adrian says trade value not as huge and blah, blah, blah. And blah. I don't care at this point.
Oh, there's no way I could care less right now. I mean, I'm absolutely, completely over this. And you'll hear about that more later. I don't know. I'm just so sick of it. I think everybody is so sick of it. But the thing is, the Star Tribune, Howard Sinker had done a post or a blog post on the Star Tribune Sports that was like, comparing like they do those quick like little
things with the things.
Survey things, right? And asking people like, what do you think? And it was crazy how different it was. It was like, we're like bipolar here. Like we have to be, because it's so crazy how people have flip-flopped and changed their minds. And it's like, ugh, we want him back. He should be here. And at first it was like, no, we should burn him at the stake. And it's crazy.
Well, I have this theory, right? So there are 3 segments of the Vikings fandom with the Adrian mess. One segment, which is probably relatively small, will love Adrian no matter what. And that's also the segment that was making excuses for child abuse, saying that, oh, that's how he's raised, and that's okay, you're punishing your child with a strong hand, and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, they'll always be in Adrian's corner. There's another side that will never forgive Adrian for what he did. He should never play in the NFL again, which is a bit of a stretch, but they think that way, and that's their prerogative. That's fine. And then I think the largest segment is the middle, where they were definitely very uneasy with what he did, thought he deserved to be punished, and probably think that a year off was apropos. I thought he should have sat out all of 2014. That's perfectly fine. I would have been fine if the Vikings cut him when it first happened as well. But now I think that segment, the largest segment, is moving towards feeling that it is a football decision now. And that I'm so happy that we're not talking about, well, he didn't use that big of a stick on the kid. I'm glad we're way past those conversations, because those piss me off. But we're actually talking about football. And I feel like at this point, his cap number is 10% of the cap. And we don't really know what he's going to be coming back. I mean, this is a huge anomaly. The only thing we can compare it to is when Ricky Williams took a couple years off to smoke weed as a third-year-old running back, came back, had some mild success, and then I'm a little sick of people hiding behind the cop-out that says, well, Adrian's a physical freak. They're all physical freaks. I mean, come on. And so who knows what production he's going to be. We probably would have cut him next year anyways, when he even counts more against the cap, and then there's 0 dead money, and if he's gaining even more money. I think it's $14 million next year, $12.75 this year. So why not just absolve ourselves of all of this mess, all of this drama, all of this civil war amongst the fan base, trade him, move on, get whatever you can for him, Rick. We know that you're good at flipping guys like Randy Moss and also Percy Harvin when there's seemingly no trade market, and then we can get something for him. Completely move on to Teddy time and buy Adrian.
I'm on board. Yep. I'll buy a ticket to that right now.
Because I had a very informal survey on the Twitter machine today. So at the @Purple for the Win account, I put out who's the face of the franchise. And it's a retweet for Teddy, favorite for Adrian. 91 retweets for Teddy, 27 favorites for Adrian. And some of the reasoning, to sum up most of the reasoning for Adrian is the face of the franchise, because it's look at what he's done. Except that's not the question. I mean, we're in the now, baby, and going forward.
Exactly. We're not living in the past.
Yeah, and all right, so I also put this one out there. If Rick got an offer for a second-round pick for Adrian, guaranteed after the new league year starts and after Adrian comes off a suspension, would you take it right now, or would you press your luck?
Second round, huh?
Mm-hmm.
How early in the second round?
Arbitrary. It could be anywhere.
Oh, God. There's a big difference between like early and late.
Yep.
I would. I absolutely would.
I think so too. Because I think if Rick tries to get, again, Rick is definitely more seasoned than myself, even though I am assistant to the regional general manager.
I'm the executive VP to the assistant to the whatever you just said.
And since I spent half of a Saturday morning looking up the Vikings cap space situation, I'm currently a capologist as well. I don't know if you know that.
I did not, but congratulations. I unfortunately have other things I have to do, like, be a mom, which, by the way, come June, you will figure out that you don't have those times to just spend looking up hours and hours of cap space Vikings stuff because you'll be a dad.
Yeah, I got a wife, though. Anyways.
Good luck with that. When can I have lunch with her? I'm going to fill her in on how this whole thing should work.
Anyways, hitting the hot route real quick. Spielman, he's definitely more seasoned than this, but if he gets a little too cute, say Dottie rules against Adrian, they can't apply for reinstatement until April 15th. And then the draft is on the 30th, I believe. So 2 weeks there, you can move Adrian, because I don't think you're going to get any sort of value after the draft, because this draft class is loaded with running backs. So you got to ask yourself, if you're another general manager, would you be willing to give up a first, second, and a third, or sell the farm, pay Adrian $12.75 million, or whatever you renegotiate for, which will still be top dollar, like in the $7-8 million range? Would you do that, a guy with a little bit of baggage, or would you draft young and cheap?
Well, here's the thing. You have to look at, AP is not exactly, 22. I mean, he's had lots of miles. He hasn't played in over a year, and he has this excess baggage. So, if I were a GM, I would take my chances in the draft. So that's why the Vikings, like you said, they have to move before that. And they got to take, if someone's going to throw like a fourth round at them or something, I'd laugh. But if a second round offer comes in, I think you jump at that.
Yeah, and at this point, I think it would just be too uncomfortable to have him back on the team. Not because of the child abuse stuff as much anymore, just because he seems like just a curmudgeon. And I know a lot of Vikings fans who were in the middle that I follow on Twitter were really put off by his comments, saying that, the Minnesota media and the fans were against him, and he turned his back in his toughest hour, and if it was up to his wife, they'd be gone already, blah, blah, blah. Just all this very aloof, lack of self-awareness, high and mighty talk from Adrian.
He just doesn't get it. That's the bottom line. He doesn't get it. And yeah, of course people have turned their back on you. You beat your kid. I'm sorry.
And plus, you got to think that in his 30 years on this earth, or almost 30 years, that he's been worshipped because he can run the football. So this has got to be probably one of the first times in his life that people have, not been kissing his feet.
Right, absolutely. I'm sure here's the thing, and we don't have to go into the whole Des Bryant, did he or does he not have a video that's worse than Ray Rice or whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, these athletes are brought up and told their entire lives that they're special and they're different, and the rules don't apply to them. And we wonder why they, beat their kids, they beat their wives, I'm sorry, it's a game. The fact that professional athletes make the kind of money they make, as far as I'm concerned, is sick.
I agree. And to veer away from that, the whole, Adrian is going to come back and he's going to whoop some ass because he's superhuman and he's Man of Steel and he's Superman. I don't necessarily buy that, because just looking at his 8 seasons. So let's throw out 2014 completely. So 7 seasons. How many times, do you think he's played full 16 games?
In 7 seasons?
In 7 seasons. So he's been in the league 8.
I'm going to say 3.
3 is exactly right.
Damn, I'm good.
08, 09 to 2012. Other than that, 14 is rookie year, 15, 12, and 14. And the thing that stuck with me about Adrian is that he's always slightly dinged up. It's always like a bruised knee, a hamstring, a quad, a shoulder, something like that. And that was a knock on him coming out of Oklahoma, too. That's the reason that he fell at 7 in the draft. And it's just because of the way that he runs. And you got to think that will add up after a while and wear him down, even though he only plays 2 downs because he doesn't play on passing downs. Adrian.
Well, that's because he doesn't catch the ball.
He's never had to. They just give him the ball and he runs so fast, and let's build him an idol anyways. And
he runs angry and he runs, scary and whatever. I mean, I'm so over this.
We need to take a break, and when we come back, no more Adrian Peterson talk. Just kidding. In die time, die goes off a little bit on Adrian and the Combine, and then we have some quick hits, and we bring back my favorite game ever, Play or Nay. Yes, when we come back, Andy must die. The Purple for the Win podcast is your one-stop shop for the team you hate that you love. That's right, dedicated to the pain and pleasure that is the Minnesota Vikings. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube for our weekly and bi-weekly mediocrity. And, of course, there's always purpleftw.com. Because, aside from nipple clamps and chains and whips, cheering for the Purple People Eaters is probably the most pleasurable pain you can experience on this planet. So come on in for the mediocre analysis and the more mediocre humor. PurpleFTW.com. That's right, PurpleFTW.com.
Straight cash, homie.
And coming back from the first break, I'm just trying to slide into Di's DMs and get a picture of when she was 25, but she said no.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Oh, why
I
not?
will just say that I'm better looking now at 45. Oh my God, I can't even believe I'm 45. Seriously, Andy, I can't. Than I was at 25.
Well, you know what they say, Di. You're only as old as your birth certificate says. Wait a minute.
And you can forge the crap out of that thing, right?
Yeah, like I don't even believe Peck is who he says he is.
Right.
Anyways, the Wolves have cut the lead to 3, down 35-2. Kevin Garnett has played 5 minutes, has 0 points, and is currently on the bench. And that is your Timberwolves update for a game that has already taken place by the time you're listening to this. But I don't care because it's fun.
It is fun, and it's KG.
And
He's coming back in right now. Yes.
There you go. Now, see, I thought it was Dean Garrett coming back. You remember him?
What?
Dean Garrett. He was like the 30-year-old rookie from Indiana, number 22. Was there during the KG Joe Smith days.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
I have just in the last 5, maybe 6 years become a Wolves fan. Like I mean, I was aware of them, like with the whole, when they did the playoffs with KG and everything, but I was not a official fan until maybe 5 or 6 years ago.
So you don't even remember like the Doug West and Anthony Peelers and Christian Leitners and Cherokee Parks, Tony Campbell's?
I remember Christian Leitner because I was torn between thinking he was hot and thinking he looked like a caveman.
J.R. Ryder / Isaiah Ryder, who when I was a kid, I thought that was 2 separate people.
Of course you did.
Who knew? Also, a little fun fact on our Twitter machine. You can tweet us at Andy Must Die during the show. This is from John Markison. The last time Kevin Garnett played for the T-Wolves on February 25th of 2007, and it snowed, and we won. So, hey, there you go.
So that's we're going to win.
Well, duh, because it snowed.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing. It was like this total Minnesota snow, this total passive-aggressive, small flurries, just enough to make things kind of... You're interrupting me, really, for that?
You made a free throw. You missed the second one. But anyways, proceed.
I hate it's some flurries here, and it's just enough to make the roads kind of greasy, and because people here don't know how to drive, I hate it. It's like snow or don't snow. That's how I feel.
There you go. All right, so we are here for some die time.
Die time. You know you want it.
So, Die, why don't you unload, get something off your chest, if you know what I mean.
I don't even want to know what you meant by that, but here we go. I'm so over this Adrian Peterson thing. I could puke. Like I don't want to see anything. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to see tweets. I don't want to see articles. I don't want to hear a darn thing about it until it's settled. Because, this side says one thing, this side says another thing. He wants to go to Dallas. He's talking about going to Dallas. No, he's ambivalent about being in Minnesota. Guess what? If I'm talking for Minnesota, and right now I'm going to, goodbye. I don't care. You beat your kid. You apparently smoked marijuana when you were on probation or whatever it was.
It was just a little bit.
Just a little bit of marijuana. He doesn't get it. He doesn't take it seriously. And, everybody knows that I'm a teacher. And I'm mandated by the state to report anything that resembles child abuse to be investigated. That is part of my job. I have to do it. I can go to jail if I don't.
Yep.
And if his kid showed up at my school, you bet your rear end I would have turned him in. And he doesn't seem to get it. It's like, oh, well, you know what? That's how we do it in the South. Well, guess what? You don't live in the South. And quite frankly, it shouldn't be like that in the South. They're a little backwards, but whatever. I'm done. I'm over it. I want him gone. You know what? At this point, Andy, I know I said second round. I'm so fed up. I'd probably take a third or fourth round just to be done, because there are plenty of running backs in this coming out in this rookie class that they could draft who have a ton of less mileage, a ton of less baggage.
Oh yeah.
There you go. I mean, oh God, if they keep him, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to lose my mind. That's what I'm going to do. What little tiny amount of my mind I have left, I'm going to lose.
Plus, everyone forgets about McKinnon. I am firmly on the Jerick McKinnon train.
And I love him. And, when we saw him at training camp and we, at Purple Buckeye, Ted Glover had interviewed him, loved the kid, love him. I hope he can stay healthy. That's a concern, obviously. They're going to need to bring in, I don't think him and, Asiata are the best tandem. I think they're still missing a piece, and I think they can get that through the draft. I mean, honestly, I think they could bring somebody in, and well, clearly they're not going to. So many people are like, well, let's get DeMarco Murray.
Oh God.
No.
No, that's
not
going to be too spendy, and he's also got some bagger stuff, because remember the whole spray tan, Brendan Clay, the whole lady and affair thing going back and forth, and then Brendan Clay was just arrested, I think it was last week, for domestic assault on the lady involved.
Well, and
we don't need that.
But he's also he can't stay healthy either.
Oh, an injury-prone and fumble-prone running back from Oklahoma? Where have we heard that before?
Huh. I wonder. I don't know.
I feel, to tangent off about McKinnon, because I love the kid, but I feel like coming in, people are like, oh, he's just a little guy. But no, he's like really thick and can run in between the tackles consistently. And then this injury was really unfortunate, one, because it took away from part of his rookie year, but now people think that he's injury-prone because he's a smaller guy, but that's not true. He hurt his back lifting weights.
Well, and here's the thing. I looked at, God, I can't remember. I'm a librarian. I feel very strongly about quoting your sources and everything, but I can't remember where I heard it or read it. But it was about they compared like Jerick McKinnon's combine scores versus a bunch of other, like all basically the top guys. And this kid is fast. He's very versatile. He's very flexible, and he's strong. Like he bench pressed more than like some of the linemen. I mean, this kid is, I love him. I think he's going to be great. I think he needs help though. And I don't.
This is what I would love. All right. So you grab, Asiata can come or go. That's fine. I mean, I'd like to have him at a decent price, but you don't want him as your lead dog. I think McKinnon can be the guy who can take like 65% of the snaps, great in between the 20s, and can show last year that he can play on third down, unlike some running backs. And he was really great catching the ball in the backfield. A ton of Teddy checkdowns went right to McKinnon. But in the draft, you grab a sledgehammer, some big pickle juice drinking mofo, and then just have him line up there. And I say pickle juice because that's actually a reference to Boise State's Jay Ajayi. And, oh, man, he's him or Cobb. I don't care. Either one. Just have like a goal line hammer just to bring in and pair him up with McKinnon. There's your Adrian replacements right there.
I want Cobb bad. I'm not going to lie. And some of it is, I'm a Gopher football season ticket holder, and I have loved watching that kid. I mean, he's amazing. I would love for him to be in purple. And I think they can get him. I mean, well, I didn't think he'd go like third or fourth. I thought maybe he'd go second, but then, he pulled up, lame at the combine or whatever. So that's a possibility. I would love that. Seriously.
And we could draft him with the fourth rounder that we get for Adrian.
Well, God, I hope we can get more than that.
Although
that
would be a lot of pressure to replace
for Cobb?
For Cobb to replace Adrian with the specific draft pick that you got for him.
Well, I don't think, but you're not asking to replace Adrian.
And then he has to wear number 2.
Because you have a tandem. I mean, you're doing. That's mean.
Anyways, you touched.
Hey, by the way, I just want to say the Wolves are pulled within 1. It's 42-41.
So you touched on the combine, and I know you wanted to sound off about the Underwear Olympics a little bit too.
Oh, why do you call it that? Because they wear like bike shorts? Because they wear bike shorts?
They basically wear a track onesies. Like in the Olympics, the guy in the track wear, or the wrestlers. That's basically what they wear. Under Armour definitely gets their sponsorship dollars worth.
I don't mind those, actually. I'm just going to say
even on Lineman Day?
No, not on Lineman. Nope. No. Linebackers were nice, I will say, but no, not on Lineman.
Yeah, I'm digging Lineman Day because I want this to be the ugliest, meanest, big, ugly draft that you've ever seen. Last year was a sexy one. You get the 6'6", 250-pound linebacker who looked great in a suit, and you also get your franchise quarterback and your running back. And this one, I just want big, ugly-ass personnel. O linemen, D linemen, linebackers. Come on.
Well, I mean, for the team, yes, that's what I would like. Personally, if I'm watching, and I can't even believe I watched it, because I hate it so much. I think these are such ridiculous circumstances. They're never going to be alone. Like they don't even have pads on. Like, how do you evaluate a player versus in a real game situation? There is nothing that can compare to that. Well, I mean, you have game film from when they played in college. Yeah. But the combine is, to me, it's pointless.
But, the Josh Robinson, 4.3 40-yard dash means he can cover anybody, man to man.
Yeah, and that worked out really, really well. Didn't it? Yep, it did.
It's... I feel like there's too much hype put into the combine and the pro days. We don't have to look any farther than Teddy. And I believe it's Daniel Jeremiah, or it might have been Matt Miller, NFL draft scout, and they put out the nugget says your evaluation shouldn't change too much based on combine or pro days. So whatever thought you had about the guy coming in after watching all that tape shouldn't be swayed too much by these numbers in these Underwear Olympics. Because did you see a guy who broke the world record in long jump? I mean, what does that even mean?
He can jump far.
Woohoo! So when overtime gets settled by long jump or decathlon, we're in.
Right.
I'm sure glad we
That's
got that
how it
guy.
Works. Yep, for sure.
And so important because I don't even remember his name.
The thing that bugs me about it is that, like you said, I mean, look what happened. I mean, we totally benefited last year from overhyping pro day and overhyping combine because Teddy dropped, and we were so lucky to get him because he should have been like one of the top 2-3 draft picks, and because he had a bad pro day, somehow that how do you take a couple hours of someone's life and decide that that's their future. Like that's how they're going to perform always. I mean, it's completely ridiculous, and I was complaining on Twitter. I'm like, I refuse to watch the combine. I'm not going to do it, blah, blah, blah. And someone's like, but we'll miss your insight. And my response was, oh, wow, that guy jumped really high. Oh, wow, that guy ran really fast. Oh, wow, that guy did, jumped really far or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's like, that's all it is. Nobody cares. It doesn't, it's so... it's not a complete evaluation of who these kids are, but so much importance is placed on it.
It is kind of funny. There are a lot of people whose opinion I really respect on Twitter, and a lot of writers and bloggers, and also like really hardcore fans definitely know their stuff. But it seems like everyone and the Mars like, oh, he's got 9 3/4 inch hands. That's going to cost him.
I know, and I actually tweeted something about there, and I can't even remember the player's name, but there was a player, and they were talking about like how long his reach is or his wingspan or whatever, and I'm like, oh, good thing he doesn't have T-Rex arms because then he could never play ever again. It's just, it's I hate it.
It's so funny because when Spielman was talking to the media at the combine, he was asked about. Well, do you think it's fortunate that Teddy Bridgewater fell for there too? And he kind of got this eating grin on his face. He's like, well, I'd like to thank the media for making too much of his pro day so I could get Teddy at the end of the first round. And I thought that was just a great response.
Absolutely. He looked like, he was a genius as far as I'm concerned because
this time last year, Teddy was projected as the number 1 guy.
Oh, yeah. Number 1 overall.
And I will never forget. All right, so here's how inexact the science is. Mel Kiper came out with, I think it was 2013, his first mock draft in early February, and some guy named Demontre Moore was his number 2 overall pick, and then he ended up going 90th overall, and I think he's like a backup lineman now for the Giants. And then awesome. People forget when Sharif Floyd came in, he was, by consensus, everyone and the mother in the mock drafts, and we'll get to mock drafts a little bit later in quick hits, but he was top 5 guy. So when the Vikings were able to get him in the 20s, they were like, oh, we got a huge steal. He's going to be top 5.
But, he has T-Rex arms. So that's the problem with Sharif.
People didn't
that was the thing. Yeah.
People had no idea.
No idea.
Oh, but what about his 3-cone drill time?
Oh, my God. And against my better judgment, I watched a fair amount of the combine, and it just reinforced the fact that it's a complete joke.
I think the most important part is the interviews, the 15 minutes that the teams get to sit down with the guys, and everything else is just window dressing.
I don't know, because you don't think these guys have been groomed? Like they have not been told what to say? I mean, and I only say that because, when I was at training camp, and I would sit in on a, like, for example, Teddy Bridgewater, like when he talks to the media, it is literally canned responses. And I don't blame him. I mean, you don't want to get yourself in trouble. I understand. You just want to do what you're supposed to do, and, you just want to play, and you don't, whatever. But it was so canned. And I think these kids are coached. Of course they're coached.
No, that's perfectly fine, because I don't think Teddy is as PR polished as, say, a Russell Wilson, who I think is basically a politician. But I kind of equate him more to like a Tom Brady, where he talks in cliches. He does talk, but he just really gives you nothing. It's almost like Rick speak. Ooh, maybe Rick is coaching him.
Ooh, maybe. I bet he is.
That's possible. That's the thing I love about Teddy is just I think that's his personality. He's just this quiet kid who just wants to go out there and play good football. That's it.
And I'm totally fine with that. I don't want somebody to come out and be all big and flashy and, look at me like, Johnny Manziel. I love that. I love the fact that he's quiet. He studies, he does his job. He's serious. Love it. I wouldn't trade him for anybody right now.
See, and I'm trying to be a less cynical person, because apparently that's important when you're passing on traits to children. But Russell Wilson.
Oh, it is?
I know.
I think I failed there then.
to completely derail us, I know I should really like Russell Wilson. He seems like a good person. He does great charity work in the community. He's a good teammate, even though some of the Seattle Seahawks don't think that he's black enough. That's besides the point. But his State Farm commercials just give me diabetes. Like, it's ask me about my football dreams. Oh, come on, man.
Here's my problem with him. He played at Wisconsin for a year.
Is that it?
Yep. He's a Badger. Hate him. Can't love him. Sorry. No matter what, you played there, I can't love you. Unless you come to play for the Vikings, in which case I will love you undeniably. But, there you go.
All right, so that was die time. Any parting thoughts? Because, we started on Adrian, went to the combine, then we started to talk about Russell Wilson diabetes.
I hope AP leaves. No, I want AP to leave. I want him to bring us, at least a second round pick, but I'd ship his ass out for a fourth.
Just as long as he's not part of the NFC West or AFC West, which are on the Vikings schedule this year.
I don't even care. Like, I really don't. Like, if they want to ship him to the Bears, fine. The Packers aren't going to take him.
Adrian straight up for Kyle Long. Let's do this. Let's get a Pro Bowl guard in there, and let's rock.
You know what? I would do that in a heartbeat.
Absolutely. Something else.
But they would not.
Something else I'm going to do in a heartbeat is some quick hits.
They are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
First one is a high school hockey fight between Eden Prairie and Benilde St Margarets.
Benilde.
Sure, whatever.
Benilde.
And it happened at the end of the Section 6 AA semifinals after Eden Prairie won 1-0, and 3 key Eden Prairie players suspended for the section final versus Minnetonka, which is happening tonight at Mariucci Arena. Di, thoughts on the high school hockey fight?
My first thought was really just like slapping each other. I mean, seriously. It's like, what are you doing? You're hurting your team. How do you even do that? And you know what? I'm glad they're suspended.
Absolutely. And plus, it's kind of unfair in that the Benilde kids, they kind of got carte blanche, especially if they're a senior and they're not playing any spring sports, which a lot of them don't. And they're just like, oh, all right, YOLO. And then just start picking a fight with the cake eaters. Why not?
You know what? I'm okay. Well, you know what? Benilde, they're cake eaters too. Like these are 2 cake eater teams fighting each other.
I don't know where any of these schools are except for Eden Prairie.
Well, okay. Well, they're both cake eaters.
All right, there you go. Something else that is an actual fight, Pacquiao and Mayweather are finally getting on May 2nd. Di, you intrigued?
No. And here's why. Do you have any idea how many women Mayweather has physically assaulted?
Several.
Yeah. According to a Deadspin article that I read, and also the famous interview with Rachel Nichols, who is
awesome,
totally badass.
Yes.
It extends over a dozen years and includes at least seven separate victims. And, that's not even counting when they've been called to like a residence where he's there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a dirtbag. So here's my thing. He's making millions and millions of dollars. He clearly beats women. I hope Pacquiao kicks the crap out of him. I hope he beats his ass severely.
I'm rooting for Pacquiao too. Because one, Pacquiao seems like a good dude, and plus he's also a singer. He's released CDs in the Philippines. He wants to be a politician. He wants to play in the Filipino Basketball League, which is apparently a thing. And I'm with you, Mayweather, beyond the female abuse, which is obviously very scumbag worthy. He spent some time in prison for it. He just seems like a grade A douche.
Hate him. I seriously hate him. He's everything that's wrong with professional sports. So, and, I use that term loosely because I'm not a boxing fan. I've never been a boxing fan.
Oh, but it's definitely a sport. It's not an activity.
I hate boxing. I hate MMA. I hate golf too. So I'm an equal opportunity hater. So there we go.
If Phil Mickelson can be considered an athlete, boxers are athletes. Come on.
Well, I'm not going to argue that.
Tanking in high school hoops And this is an article from ESPNW, quote, a pair of tennis... All right, so you got to listen to this whole thing because this wasn't in the initial notes, but this is hilarious to me. So, quote, a pair of Tennessee girls basketball high school teams have been pulled from the postseason for trying to lose a game to avoid the top-ranked team and improve their chances of advancing in the state tournament. The programs at Riverdale, a state champion in 2013, and Smyrna, were fined a total of $1,500 each Monday and also placed on probation for a year by the Tennessee Secondary School Athletic Association. The TSSA Executive Director Bernard Childress, almost like Brad Childress, wrote Monday in letters to the school's principals that the teams, quote, made a mockery, end quote, with intentional turnovers of various violations and missed free throws. The referee also reported he stopped play, ordering the coaches not to make a travesty of the game with a Smyrna, player about to shoot at the wrong basket. Now, I watched some of the video of these two teams trying to lose on purpose, and it was hilarious. Like, this one girl had the ball at the top of the key, was dribbling around for 10 seconds nonchalantly. The girl guarding her was trying to be like, okay. And then eventually she just crossed the timeline and intentionally got a backcourt violation.
You know what? It was awful. No, it wasn't even hilarious. I was pissed watching that. And you know why? Because I played sports growing up. I was a softball player. Yeah. I coached sports. I was a softball coach. No, there's no way that my coach could have told me to tank a game and I would have agreed to it. There's no way. I'm too competitive. It's like there's an integrity there. And it was completely ridiculous that everybody bought into this. They deserved it. They deserved what they got.
I believe the coaches should be fired. Like, I don't think they should be on probation as long as
they should be fired.
As long as the coaches are gone. Because that's despicable,
but you know
and
what?
It really goes against the grain of everything that high school sports are supposed to teach.
But those girls bought into that. They absolutely bought into that. You could see it. Mm-hmm. And you don't think their parents knew about it? Yeah, I would. Yeah, I agree. I think they should all be suspended. I agree with everything that they did. That was crazy.
Well, they get their example from like watching the Tennessee Titans. They don't think the Titans were tanking this year.
Not the same thing.
It's absolutely not the same thing. But just another case of adults ruining youth sports again. That's been sort of the theme.
And they do. Like, seriously.
I concur.
And I never really encountered that because I taught inner city, like, girls softball. Mm-hmm. So, like, we would never have parents show up. Like, never. Because we played, like, right after school. Parents are working. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, I can't even imagine coaching in, like, Edina or Eden Prairie or Woodbury or whatever with these parents because they ruin everything.
I paid a ton of money for all this equipment. Junior will only skate on this line with these kids. Make it so.
Right. What's your problem? My kid's perfect. What's your problem?
Anyways, we got to start jetting through these mock drafts. Why do you hate them, Di?
I don't hate them as much as the combine, but yeah, I'm so just sick of them by the time the actual draft rolls around because there's a bajillion of them. Like, everybody has a mock draft. I promise you, though, I will never do a mock draft. That's not my thing. Yeah. And it's almost never. They're almost never right.
But they're so fun.
No, they're not. It's like, no. Why are they fun?
See, I respect them when they're done by professionals or people who put a lot of hard work into the research. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry's mock draft, I think, is a little bit irresponsible because I was asked by Bikes Territory, which Purple for the Win is partnered with now, if I could do a mock draft. I initially said sure, but then I backtracked because, like, I don't know anything about this. What if I put one out there, complete uneducated, unresearched, on a trafficked site like Vikings Territory, and then someone actually take that seriously? That'd be bad on my part.
Well, but you know what? You wouldn't probably have been far off from what anybody else puts out there. Seriously, I mean, even the people that I respect who, are in the know and in the industry, they don't know. Like, it's such an unknown. And that's the thing. It's like, you don't know what's going to happen. Like, I mean, look what happened with Teddy. I mean, granted, after pro day or whatever, you just don't know. And that's why I think they're kind of BS.
That being said, Andy Carlson mock draft 46.0 coming next week, purpleforthewin.com. Kansas State storms the court after beating Kansas, and also a K-State kid shoved another KU player, or not another, but a KU player. Police went on Twitter to find the kid. He eventually turned himself in. Now, what is your take on court/field storming, Di?
I don't like it.
There you go.
I don't like it at all.
But
because
it looks so cool on TV.
No, because like I used to tell my girls when I coach, just like try to pretend like you've been there before. Like, that's my take.
Yeah,
don't do it.
If you storm the court or field, you're basically saying we weren't the better team coming in. We didn't expect this to win.
So yay us!
Yeah, and eventually it will come to some sort of tragic end. Someone will get stomped to death, or some stupid fan is going to take a swing at the opposing losing team, and that's just going to be over. It ruins everything for everyone. Anyway, Marshawn Lynch is trying to trademark the phrase, "I'm just here so I don't get fined." Your thoughts?
Of course he is, because that's Marshawn.
Biscuits and gravy.
Nobody can stop him.
Wow.
Bottom line.
Did you see he's got a movie coming out where he plays himself?
What?
I watched the trailer. It's really bad.
I'm not even going to watch the trailer,
let
alone see the movie.
Like, it's not even going straight to Netflix bad. Like, I don't even think Netflix would carry it. Netflix has everything.
Awesome. I'm not going to watch.
35th anniversary of Miracle on Ice last Sunday. Herb Brooks, his finest hour. U.S. college kids, of course, beat the Russians 4-3 at the semifinals on the way to their gold medal. Lots of Minnesota kids, University of Minnesota, and the future NHL stars on that team. And it's kind of kismet, because I'm reading Rosen's book, Best Seat in the House, and he has a whole chapter about the Miracle on Ice, because he actually covered it out in Lake Placid for WCCO, and it was really interesting to see all the little inside stuff. Now, Di, what are your memories and your fondness about the Miracle on Ice?
I wasn't even born yet, so what do I know about it?
There you go. There you
Ba-boom,
go. What about the movie Miracle?
I haven't seen it.
What?
I've never seen it.
How can you call yourself a Minnesotan and have never seen Miracle?
I don't know. My husband is really not a big sports fan, so we don't watch sports movies.
It might beat us 9 times out of 10, but not tonight. Anyway.
Okay.
Hey, do you believe in miracles? Sure.
Of course I do.
Sure. All right, something else that Di doesn't really care about. Daytona 500. All right, let that be known. Court stenographer that Di hates the United States Olympic men's team.
I do not. Stop it.
1980.
Shut up.
Daytona 500. Joey Logano won. Do you care?
Seriously? I don't even know who that is.
Oh, do you like NASCAR?
I don't give
I would have pegged you as a NASCAR fan.
I'm going to drive down there and kick your ass for saying that. Seriously? No.
I don't know.
No. I don't give two. They drive around in circles. Like, what's the point? And you would think, as fast as I like to drive, that I would be a fan, but I'm not. I would almost rather watch golf on TV.
I have a couple of reasons why I assume that you're a NASCAR fan. Number one, you're white. That's all I got.
I am.
That's all I got.
And that's the only reason.
All right. And scene.
But I'm not white trash. So there we go.
Please note that Dia does not speak for me. I respect all fans of NASCAR, and I'm going to do a NASCAR podcast coming up, even though I don't really know anything about it, except for Dale Jr. Michael Sam will be on Dancing with the Stars. Your reaction?
Don't care.
Nastia Lukin's going to be on there, though. Hey. You know,
also don't care.
Oh,
don't care.
Fine.
Nope, don't care.
Packers cut linebacker A.J. Hawk after 9 seasons with the team. Reggie Bush also got cut from the Lions. And I'm kind of hoping that Chad Greenway is going to join them in the next couple weeks, couple days.
Yeah, that's going to happen. He won't be with the Vikings next season.
Free up 8.8. Free up 8.8, Millie. And also, you know, people poo-poo the idea of cutting Jennings if he doesn't rework his deal. I'm on board with that.
Oh, I'm totally fine with that. They didn't get nearly what they thought they were going to get out of him for what they paid him. So, yeah, I'm cool.
If the Vikings draft a wide receiver, Jennings be hard-pressed to be the number 3 guy. Especially with the rise of Thielen, and if Cordero can get his head out of his ass, why not?
I'm not entirely sure Cordero's going to get his head out of his ass.
Well, yeah, I treat whatever we get out of Cordero as found money now, so that's fine. Next up, your girl, Michelle Tafoya. She's doing an ad that runs on KFan now, or it might be iHeartRadio, I don't know. But it's about 3D hair restoration for men. Now, I think it's a very interesting take to have a female pitch person as opposed, it's usually a guy.
Oh, for sure. Mark Rosen does, his thing.
It's kind of neat.
For hair stuff.
Do you think Michelle sells better than Rosie?
Maybe, because that's what guys think. Like, they want, if a woman's telling them, hey, do this to get your hair, whatever, I think guys would probably buy into that more than Rosie. And for the record, I will just say that my husband is follically challenged, and I have told him that I don't want you to do anything. Just, you've lost your hair, own it, you're sexy just like you are. And that's the truth. Don't get plugs, don't get a rug. I mean, just that's what you got.
Now,
just own it.
Are you team shave the sides? Or no?
Well, my husband has a really nice tight beard, so he has, that's what I like that. The kind of the shaved head with the nice tight beard. Hot.
So it's like the hair on the top of his head retreated down to his chin.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sound the cavalry. Mall of America is a terrorist target, and now I actually have a joke about this. So why is Mall of America not a terrorist target?
I don't know.
Because the terrorists couldn't find parking.
Nice.
There you go. But hey, the Mall of America, I feel like should be, or probably has been, a terrorist target since day one, because it's the beacon of American gluttony and merchandisism. No, what's the word I'm thinking of? Anyways, yeah.
Consumerism.
Yeah, there you go. That's a key word. And yeah, that's all I got. Girl Scout cookies. What's your favorite?
So I have, my first Girl Scout cookie love was the tag-alongs, because, you cannot ever lose when you pair peanut butter and chocolate together. Yeah. And my, very close second favorite, Thin Mints.
Thin Mints are key. 25% of all Girl Scout cookie sales in the United States are Thin Mints, and for good reasons. I love Thin Mints. I'm also on Team Samoa as well. Same thing.
Oh, I like those too. There's been very few Girl Scout cookies that I've ever tasted over the years that I have not liked. But I don't buy them. I don't. There's been a couple of years where my husband has literally bought a case of Thin Mints, from my niece. And they keeps them stashed away or whatever. No, I'm just not going to buy them.
Hubby keeps Thin Mints in the safe deposit box. I like it. Sticking with the food, second to last story, Little Caesars has a bacon-wrapped deep dish pizza. Are you going to try it?
No. And you know why?
Why?
Because Little Caesars just sucks. Their pizzas taste like plastic.
Little Caesars has a warm spot in my heart because in Winona, where I went to school, they had a drive-through Little Caesars. So it was amazing. And plus, all the taxi drivers there, or someone DDing for the night, they would always play ball, go through the drive-through Little Caesars, get a $5 hot and ready, fill up on pizza, pass out, and it was phenomenal. It's great memories. But it's bacon. Die.
Here's the thing.
What?
That was college, and this is adult life. And in adult life, if a company that actually produces good pizza wants to wrap bacon around their pizzas, I would totally buy it. Right, but I'm not buying Little Caesars.
So Di's call me when Pizza Luce or Devani's makes bacon wrap.
Oh, there's so many good pizza places, and Little Caesars, yuck. They're like Domino's. They're ick.
That being said, I'm trying it Friday, and the Wolves are leading by 7. Booyah. Lastly, former Viking fullback Nahumahumahufahu Tahi was arrested in Utah last Thursday. Charges of stalking, distribution of pornographic material through cable television, threats against life or property, and possession of stolen property. What isn't on the charges? 12 men in the huddle.
And here's the funny thing.
Yeah.
When you put that in the notes, I had no idea who he was. Like, I literally had to Google him.
You did not remember who Tahi was?
No, I did not. I had to Google him.
He's burned in my memory banks.
But here's the thing. There's a reason I had to Google him, because he was nothing. He was nobody. He didn't do shit.
Well, no, he's the guy who trotted out in the field, who had a miscommunication with Childress, got the 12-man penalty, made Brett Favre throw against his body, trying to hit Sidney Rice, picked off by Tracy Porter. Not that I remember such things, that I'm better. Because it was 3rd and 7, I believe at the time. Might have been 3rd and 8. But so he must be thinking to himself, so I'm a blocking fullback with no receiving skills and marginal pass blocking skills. So 3rd and long, I must be in this package. So and then 12 men.
I'm still going to put that on Brett Favre. Sorry.
Not that better.
Like I said, still going to put it on Brett Favre.
Anyways, we're going to put on a break, and when we come back, we'll bring back my favorite thing in the world, Play or Nay, Minnesota Wild edition, and then we'll finish up strong. We'll be right back. Andy must die.
Hello?
For daily conversations with the players, coaches, and contributors that make this game great.
Regulators, mount up. We're coming.
Football Convos. Visit footballconvos.com or visit us at iTunes.
And we're back for the 3rd and final period, because I found out there's 3 periods in a hockey game, Di.
Are you really that big of a, noob?
No, but I like playing it up, because then I like when people explain things to me in very simple terms. So I feel like if I underplay what I got going on underneath the hood, that I can get into that little groove very nicely. And the Wolves are leading 70-54. Woot.
56.
Whatever.
70-56.
Kevin Garnett has 5 points. Woohoo. On 2 of 7 shooting, but that's all right. Whatever.
But you know what? I've seen him on the sidelines. He's doing what they wanted him to do. He's coaching. He's like an assistant coach.
Now, how many games, this game's obviously solid. How many more home games do you think is going to be packed to the Raptors, or at least have a decent crowd because of the KG novelty?
You know what? I think it's going to be just a couple. I think the novelty will wear off.
Yeah, it's still a 12-win team. So
right, exactly.
Some of that is not 12 wins, is the game. Play or nay. Now, Di, this is a tradition from the Claire vs. Carlson show, and I'm really excited to bring it here. Basically, it is I rolled a list of 11 names, and very simple. Trivia doesn't have to be hard. You just tell me if they played for the team in question, or nay, they did not. And this time around, we're playing Minnesota Wild Edition because, it seems topical. Seems in season.
It does, and I'm just going to, have a caveat that I haven't been a fan for that long, because it took me a long time to love them after the North Stars left. So there we go.
And I'm excited because I get to play the sound drop from way back. Now it's time for your favorite trivia game, Play or Nay. Now, Di, I know you can't hear it because I don't have the cable set up yet, but it's pretty awesome. And it's very Debbie Does Dallas porn starry, but you'll understand. You'll get it. All right, so, ma'am, are you ready for a little Play or Nay?
As ready as I'm going to be, yes.
Number 1, I'm going to throw you a softball because I know you played softball back in the day, so this is going to be underhand, you know what I mean. Zach Parise, play or nay?
Play.
That is...
Yeah!
Correct. Parise, 2012 to present, obviously.
He's also my very favorite player on the team. But
there you go.
There you go.
All right, so you are 1-0. You are definitely out to a big lead. Now, do you want to make a speech now before it all goes downhill?
Nope.
Also, I should point out beforehand that The names that are nay might be fellow hockey players, might be actors, might be entertainers. Who knows? Might be U.S. senators.
Really? You didn't tell me that in advance.
So I guess we wouldn't even know. So that's fine. Number 2, Teemu Solani, Minnesota Wild, player nay.
Nay. But he is a hockey player.
That is correct. He did not play for the Wild. He played for, I don't know, like the Ducks or something. Anyways. Not the Mighty Ducks either. But that no. Wait, no. They are technically the Mighty Ducks, right?
Not as far as I'm concerned. But
yeah. Not like the cool movies that I grew up in. That's my hockey. I haven't even seen Slapshot. Anyways, number 3.
What? You've never seen Slapshot?
Oh, please. You've never seen Miracle. Don't lecture me about
what
hockey
is wrong
movies.
with you?
Number 3, Travis Fimmel. Travis Fimmel, Minnesota Wild. Play or
How do you spell that name?
Travis, and then Fimmel. No Googling.
No.
Oh, wait, no. Are you saying no to the no Googling or no to the he did not play?
He did not play.
That is correct. That is 3-0. Travis Fimmel is actually an actor who plays the lead role of Ragnar and History Shows Vikings. It's a very good show. I don't know if you know that.
I've never seen it, but whatever.
Not historically accurate, but pretty good. Oh, Google him. Google him later. I don't want you Googling now, but he kind of looks like Jax from Sons of Anarchy.
No, really?
Oh, yeah, like when...
Okay, so after we're done here, then you can, like, DM me, like, the spelling, because I'm going to have to look that up.
Yeah, because
I love Jax.
No, when Vikings started, I could have swore that it was Charlie Hunnam, but apparently it's some other guy. Anyways, back on track. Question number 4. Minnesota Wild edition, play or nay. Die is winning 3-0 so far. Number 4, Andrew Brunette. Andrew Brunette.
Yay, or play, yes.
That is correct. Left winger, 01 to 04, and also 08 to 2011. Was a Capitan at one point. So, Di, you're kind of kicking ass. You're even sniffing out the nays so far. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm ready. Bring it on.
Number 5 in player nay. Nikolai Havebulin. My favorite name to say. Nikolai Havebulin.
Nay.
That is correct.
But he is a goalie, and he does play in the NHL.
Yeah, he did a bunch of other stuff. Is he still playing?
I don't know.
I should probably know this thing. I also don't know how to spell the name, so I spelled it out phonetically.
But you said it correctly, so there you go.
I spelled it Javaboolin. That's probably
you
not right.
spelled it wrong, but you said it correctly.
There we go. So Di is 5-0. I guess since this is the baseline, I'll know next time to ramp it up. Or heck, next time we'll play or nay, like Houston Comets or something. I don't know. Number 6, Rob Brzezinski. Rob Brzezinski.
No.
That is correct, because he's the Vikings
Wasn't
VP.
he a Viking? Right, Vikings guy, right?
Vikings Vice President of Football Operations, who we also mentioned earlier in the show. But it doesn't sound like a hockey name.
That was a great hockey name.
There you go.
He misses calling.
I bet you he played hockey. I mean, he's a decent-sized guy. Yeah, probably. Anyways, back on track. Di is leading 6-0, and since we only have 11 questions, she has locked up a win. But we press on. Number 7, Manny Fernandez. Manny Fernandez.
Play.
That is correct. 2007 to 07 goalie. A William M. Jennings Trophy winner, the 06-07 season, whatever that means. Is that best goalie?
I don't know. We got a really good one right now, so I don't know. And actually, quite frankly, if oh God, what is his name? Who just got hurt? Who had? Seriously, I can't even think of his name.
That you're probably asking a question that doesn't concern me.
Moving on.
Number 8. Di is leading 7-0. Number 8, Dana Rohrabacher. Dana Rohrabacher.
Nay.
That is
Yeah!
correct. He is a U.S. congressman from California's 48th district.
Yay me!
Dana Rohrabacher. 8-0. Number 9, Kevin Rowland. Kevin Rowland.
Ooh, that's... no. Nay.
That is
Yeah!
correct. Take a guess on who Kevin Rowland is.
I have no idea.
Kevin Rowland is the lead singer of Dexy's Midnight Runners. Come on, Eileen. Come on,
I hate you
Eileen.
right now. No, shut up. Stop it. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. God, I hate that song. Like, that's the worst song ever written. Period. The worst.
Number 10. Die is 9-0. Number 10, Keith Carney. Keith Carney. He's a Carney. Small hand. Smells like cabbage.
Nay.
That is
Hello?
incorrect.
Damn it!
Played for the Wild
Who was
from 06 to 08. Was also a Capitan at some point in there.
Son of a...
Keith Carney. And last but not least, bring it on home. Die, you're 9-1. You already got an awesome record locked up. Cal Clutterbuck. Cal Clutterbuck.
Play. With the epic mustache.
That is
Yeah!
correct. 07 to 13. He was a right winger. I don't know if you know that.
Well, he was kind of the muscle, too, a little
Kind of
bit.
a big deal. There you go. So, Di, your first run-through on Player Nate, and you go 10-1. How do you feel right now?
I feel pretty badass right now.
That's not bad. You only messed up, a guy who's the captain on the team.
Shut up.
And he sniffed out Kevin Rowland and Dana Rohrabacher. Come on.
I'm kind of awesome. I'm just going to say.
Fine. But we'll definitely revisit that because that is one of my favorite games. It's so simple, and yet it tests you because I could tell that you were squirming there a little bit on some of these names.
Kind of, yeah. Kind of.
Including Rob Brzezinski.
No. Maybe.
Fine. We got a couple of Twitter questions in through hashtag AskAMD, and the first one is from the tried and true Manny Pacquiao's #1 fan himself, Nick Asuncion. The NFL decides to add 2 teams to the league. What and where are they? Die.
I have nothing. I have no idea. Like, nothing.
I don't think it'd be logistical because I think it's a good step now with 32 teams, and then you got your 4 divisions of 4 in each conference. But if they did add 2 teams out of thin air, I would say one would definitely be in London, unfortunately. And since the Rams, Raiders, Chargers, one of those is going to end up in LA, I'm not going to put one there. I'm going to put one in Mexico City.
What?
Because Goodell is hell-bent to make this an international sport, and Mexico City, why not? Because as long as the Bills are in Toronto or Bills are in Buffalo, they're not going to put one in Toronto. And any other American city, I don't really think there's a market for one.
No, but I want to keep it in America. Like,
No.
that's, yeah, it should be in America.
Football americano
No.
porque Mexico City es
No, they all
muy
play
mal.
a different they all play a different brand of football. I don't.
What do you mean by they there, honky?
The British, the Mexicans. I'm like, it's not about being white. It's just, it's different, and I want to see it stay in the States.
Also, don't use the word British like that, Di. You're better than that. That's their word, not yours.
Shut up.
All right, fine. Next one, also from Nickerson. This one you'll probably can relate to a little bit better. You're on death row, right? So you obviously committed a murder in a different state because Minnesota doesn't have death row. Anyways, your final meal is Die.
A really, really beautifully cooked steak with like blue cheese butter and a baked potato with sour cream and butter and cheese. That's it. That's legit.
What cut of steak are you going for?
I'm a tenderloin girl.
Ooh. Now, I'm pretty Spartan, pretty simple as well. I'd want a nice medium rare ribeye, tomahawk ribeye about 2 inches thick. That's what she said. And other than that, some Little Caesars bacon wrap pizza.
Okay. A, 2 inches. She would have never said that. And B, bacon wrapped Little Caesars pizza. That's your, like, okay, I give up. Whatever.
Also a case of Natty Light.
Nice.
Because I don't want to go sober. Do you listen to Country Dye?
Nope.
All right. Anyways, that's probably a country song. Because, anyways. Also, actually, the correct answer would have been lethal injection antidote.
Well, you know what? That is a great answer.
But chances are you commit a murder in a state that has the chair, so joke's on you.
But here's the thing. If you're seriously single or solo parenting your kids for like 9 days out of, 2 weeks, maybe that, injection is not a bad thing. Just saying.
Oh, by the way, I'm going sushi and fried chicken as well, and some like mac and cheese, like not the box, but like the actual homemade bechamel, no Velveeta in there. You want the actual bechamel sauce in there, and I don't know. So I'm kind of hungry now, but yeah, probably not Little Caesars bacon wrap pizza.
No, definitely not.
Last Twitter bag question. This from Rob. Did you see the Power Rangers reboot video? Die.
Okay, I'm 45. Okay, I've never ever been interested in the Power Rangers.
I don't know if you know this about me, but I was a huge Power Rangers fan growing up, right? And I watched the reboot vid. It's got James Vanderbeek in it, and it is like gritty, dark, hardcore stuff, and it kind of appeals to me as an adult now. But Power Rangers, the original one, not any of the 47 other alliterations, because they all suck, but the original one with the Green Ranger who became the White Ranger, and then the droids coming together, that was awesome. And it was such a great setup because they would air an episode at 7:30 and then one at 3:30 when I was growing up as a kid. So I would be able to watch half of the episode in the morning before I went off to school, and then I was able to catch the other half when I got back from school. It was a great setup.
Great for you.
That's probably why it's set up that way.
You've basically just talked Chinese for like the past, 2 minutes or whatever.
Die. I'm Korean.
You basically talk Korean.
Awful lot of honkies in here. All right. Moving on to one of our newer segments. They're all new segments, but some of them might stick, some might not. This one is called #dumb140. And we interact on Twitter, and I usually let things slide because I don't take myself too seriously, and I don't really take interaction too seriously on Twitter, even though a lot of people do. Like, you know the type, right, Di?
Oh, my God. And not even for me. Like, I get so many, like, creepy DMs. Like, it's...
I'm not talking about just creep. I'm talking about, like, people who take it way too serious. And,
oh, no. I mean, there's...
angry.
Right. Yeah. Definitely.
All right, so there's also a great meme where it's this guy's on a computer, and then the wife asks, "Honey, are you coming to the bed?" And then the guy says, "I can't, honey. Someone on the internet is wrong." And he's just typing away.
Nice. I love that. I need that.
Anyway, so last night during the Wild's inexplicable loss to Edmonton, I put out just kind of a nonchalant, lighthearted tweet, as I'm wont to do, and I gathered that Dubnyk, people don't really like him because it seems like he doesn't work hard at his craft, and people usually don't like that trait in high-paid, world-class athletes. Is that a fair assessment of Dubnyk?
Oh, very.
Okay.
At least as far as I'm concerned, yes.
All right. So I've talked to numerous friends, and then you as well. I consider you a friend, Di. So there you go. And they all say the same thing. So I just made a joke that said, people don't really like Dubnyk because he doesn't work hard. Where have I heard that before? And I attached a photo of Cordero in the Wild jersey because I thought that was fitting.
Yeah, very.
I thought it was a little funny. And so this guy, I'm not even going to say his name because so this is kind of a subtweet, but I don't really want to give him credit for publicity.
That's fine, but you'll secretly DM me so I can find out, right?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
So apparently he's a blogger, and he replied with a no. Now I'm gonna read this very hoity-toity, so bear with me. No, just some uneducated fans feel that way. Most of the blogging community doesn't take issue with him. So that was my dumb 140 of the week, because I cannot believe the whole misplaced high and mightyism, and I'm like, for throughout the day since I conceived this, I don't know why this kind of bugged me. Like, I'm not angry about it, but it's kind of like, the blogging community, die.
That was incredibly obnoxious. Incredibly. Right, incredibly. Awesome. Yeah.
Because, I mean, you're part of the blogging community, and I know you don't take a high and mighty stance like that. You don't think that your doesn't stink?
Oh my God, I love when people disagree with me. That's, as long as you come at me respectfully.
Come at me, bro.
I can, exactly, come at me, bro. But as long as you're respectful, I'm cool with it. I love it. It's my opinion. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying this is my opinion. And that's what bloggers should acknowledge, that it's their opinion. And I mean, even beat writers, it's, for the most part, they're putting out opinion there. I mean, they have facts, but it's opinion. So yeah, you have to hit me up and tell me who that was, because I think I know, but I'm curious.
It's so funny because he says the blogging community like it's this high and mighty thing that you have to go to school for.
The blogging community that anybody and their 12-year-old sister
and the dog
can
have a
start.
blog. Yeah,
right.
And that's the thing though, because there's a lot of good and bad in the blog community, I feel like, because we obviously know a lot of great bloggers and who are educated at Daily Norseman, VT, Vikings Corner, Kick-Ass Blog Vikes, Vike fans, and Viking Age. I didn't want to leave it by out, because they have all strong, opinionated takes, educated takes, and there are a lot of other blogs that don't really match up.
Well, and I'm not even aware of those other blogs. I just know the blogs that I like. You said Vikings Territory, Vikings Journal, Daily Norseman. Those are blogs that I read for a reason, because yeah, it's your opinion, but it's a very educated opinion, and it's not like, some guy sitting, mostly naked in his mom's basement, like tweeting something or whatever.
See, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit in my basement in my underwear. I'm going to start a blog about, I don't know, something. I'm going to start a swarm blog, or like a Tottenham Hotspur blog. All right. And I know nothing about the Tottenham Hotspurs. That's a better example. But I'm going to start a blog so then I can join the blogging community and be educated. I am very excited about that. I'm pretty sure Tottenham Hotspurs, they play soccer. I don't know.
They do. Or no, I'm sorry, they play football.
It doesn't matter. I'm going to call it soccer anyway. But I'm fine, though.
But yes, you could be educated then.
Because I'm part of the
blogging community.
And my wife will tell you, I've been doing that all evening because, I don't know, it's kind of funny to me. Anyways, moving on. I had a question. What's your policy for blocking on Twitter? You ever blocked anybody?
I have. I have blocked people. I have muted people. And because, for me, the muting is like, I'm not going to block you because you're not weird, but I'm so tired of seeing your crap that I'm going to, I don't want to see it. So, but
be honest.
What?
Have you muted me?
No.
Damn it. Oh, I mean, good.
No, for blocking, if you come at me disrespectfully, and it's very rarely, but or creepy, I mean, there's guys that are like super creepy, like sexually creepy, and I will block you in a heartbeat. Like if you do that, you know. So that's the thing.
I think I've only blocked one person.
But you know who I've been blocked by?
Who?
Dan Barrero.
What?
He's blocked me.
I think I know of 4 people I've been blocked by. Well, Sam Ponder's, obvious. But also,
you know what? I have not been blocked by her.
That's kind of weird. 'Cause I've never interacted with her, and I've never.
I know it's like it's so
I've never
random.
like said anything derogatory about her because I'm not that type of fan. But probably the constant ripping up on her, guilty of that. That's probably why. Unfortunately,
Probably, yeah.
And I'm thinking a couple of others. Josina Anderson, even though I never interact with her either, I just questioned when she was asking Michael Sam's teammates if they felt weird about showering with Michael Sam. But I don't know. Apparently, that's a blockable offense.
But you know what? That's a good thing.
Yeah. Also, Tim Kawakami of the San Jose Mercury News. I have no idea why.
Who is that?
I don't know. I've never interacted with this person in my life. I know that he talks to Suhan a lot, so maybe I said something smart to Suhan, and he took offense. I don't know.
Oh, I did get blocked by more than just Dan Barrero. I got blocked by the Fox Sports North girls.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Boom. Oh, I also got blocked by the Kevin Vikings fan page guy, or Facebook fan page guy.
I don't follow him, so whatever.
I don't know. I get the impression a lot of people don't like him.
Nobody likes him. Like most people don't like him.
Something that everyone likes. House of Cards drops this Friday. Are you excited, Di?
I have never seen it.
Because you're a mother and you don't have time for Netflix
No,
binge watching.
like here's what happens on my TV. I'm either watching Food Network, HGTV, or sports. So Wolves, Wild, whatever. That's my viewing history or whatever.
All right, so all of my Frank Underwood, Rick Spielman is Frank Underwood jokes don't really land with you.
Nope, totally lost.
Anyways, that comes out on Friday. I have completely blocked off my day on Friday. I'm going to binge watch all 13 hours because I DGAF, and I'm going to do it in my underwear, blogging about the Tottenham Hotspurs to be part of the blogging community. And I'm also going to eat some bacon-wrapped Little Caesars pizza because, again, I just don't DGAF because this is a national holiday. Die.
You know what?
House of Cards season comes out on Netflix.
I get it. That's fine. Whatever. But I feel like I need to cook for you because, like, you actually want to eat that crap?
Heck yeah.
Oh, God.
Give it to me one time. And also, last year, season 2 came out on Valentine's Day. So it came out on your birthday, Di. Happy birthday.
Well, that's a national holiday, so there you go.
There you go. All right, Di, what is new with you? You said that you're working on an Adrian article. When's that dropping on Daily Norseman?
I don't know. I'm still kind of nursing it. Because you know what? When you put something like that out on Daily Norseman, it kind of blows up the site. So I'm kind of, tempering that, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to blow it up.
Come with the hot fire.
I'm going to blow it up. Like, for sure. In a couple days. Maybe 2. I'm still, like, solo parenting. I need a couple days.
What are you and the family going to be up to this week? Got any big plans for the weekend?
I'm going to make them go away so I can have some time to myself because 9 days, over 2 weeks, like with just the kids. Yeah, that sucks. So I'm going to try and sleep in a lot on Saturday and then Saturday afternoon, I'm going to write.
Well, you can't sleep in too long on Saturday because of English Premier League. And the Tottenham Hotspurs, baby.
I don't care.
On NBC.
No, I don't care. Like, that's not my thing.
I'm already starting the blog.
Yay.
There you go. What's new with me? Oh, I'm glad you asked, Di. I got Brandon on the show Monday for Purple for the Win. We're going to be talking a lot of Vikings. He's very knowledgeable of the Vikings, but mainly Twins as, just have a nice little preview. I know that Purple for the Win is a Vikings preview show, but you'll work it out. But we're hammering hardcore with the Viking stuff next Thursday on March 5th. I'm having a refund, and we're doing a full free agent special for the Vikings. Even though I don't expect the Vikings to be too active free agency, it's always nice to know, all right, so if we move this cap room, we can get Demaryius Thomas and Des Bryant. Yeah.
Because you're drunk. By the way, the Wolves are winning 85-72 with about 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
KG still sitting on 5 points. 7 rebounds, though. Woohoo.
But he's a beast.
There you go. Any parting words, Di? Besides, KG is awesome.
No. Have a good week.
What's your Twitter handle?
At DieMurphyMN.
Like people don't know. I'm at Andy Carlson Show. Follow us on Twitter at Andy Must Die. We're also on AndyMustDie.com. I'm Andy Carlson, and she's Di Murphy. Have a great week and blogging community.
Really?
The music was created and produced by Deeb. To hear more of his tracks, check out soundcloud.com/Deeb.
We needed to get this right.